perfume starts to fade away, drifting through the night, searching for better days, hoping to bring back the feeling we had before. Just tell me it's over, it's over. I need to get you out of my mind. Won't lose my composure. Give me some closure, baby. You know I'll be alright, be alright. How far could we go past goodbye? If we
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bold Series International Experience. First of all, please let me introduce myself. I am Nishal Ririka, as today's MC who will guide you in this event. Ladies and gentlemen, does anyone know what BOLD stands for? BOLD stands for Binus Online Discussion, where today we will be hearing direct presentation from experts about artificial intelligence, trending technologies, applications, and open issues. Today's BOLD series theme is Artificial Intelligence, Trending Technologies, Applications, Open Issues in Education Sector, which will be presented directly by Dr. Taj Aldin Nasir, PhD, as a senior lecturer in Misan University, editorial board of Misan Journal of Academic Studies, and will be moderated by Ms. Rian Leonardos, STMMSE, as a lecturer Information System Department, BINUS Online. Before we start today's event, I would like to remind all of you, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question related to our topic for today, you can ask directly through the chat column, or you may raise your hand during the Q&A session. You may also update this activity by posting on your social media, and don't forget to mention us at Binus Online. Also, at the end of the session, the committee will share a link for you to fill in order to receive today's Bold Series certificate. And now, I would like to read the regulation for today's webinar. For the committee, could you please share this regulation? Okay, participant guidelines. First, all participants' microphones are mute. Second, please turn on your video during session if you don't have any obstacles. 3, participants must change their display names. For being a student, you can change your name to with this format: student ID strip full name. And for the business lecturer, lecturer ID strip full name. For during Q&A session, you can type up your questions in the chat column or raise your hand to ask permission to use your microphone. Next, please fill the exit ticket. Exit ticket link will be disclosed in the end of the session. And last, duration minimum 18%. Okay, thank you. I want to provide information for ladies and gentlemen who are looking for books for lecturers or looking for books for reference. Binus Publishing books are currently having a 25% promotion at shopee.co.id/Binus Publishing and at tokopedia.com/Binus Publishing. If you want to ask questions about Binus Publishing books, you can email publishings@binus.edu or chat on our Instagram at Binus Publishing. Without much ado, I would like to invite our moderator today, to Ms. Rian. The floor is yours. You may start the presentation.
Thank you, Mbak Enti. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera. Thank you for coming to this book series, yeah. And I would like to introduce our speaker, spokesperson. He's a special one because he's an international guest, yeah, from Iraq. I will read his biography, yeah. His full name is Taj Aldin Nasir. He is an expert in the field of networks technology using artificial intelligence, or we already know for the AI. It is known as AI. Yeah, he is specialist in the academic and software field and holds a bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. In addition, he is also a reviewer and publisher on academic research articles in the high-impact factor journals and achieved many awards. The most important of which is the best presenter at the Cyber Security Conference. Graduated from the National University of Malaysia, UKM, or University Kebangsaan Malaysia. He is also running successfully different kind of business with a high level of management and accurate leadership. So he has very amazing skills. We can name it lecturer, trainer, programmer, academic publisher, also digital marketer, and logistics support, communication skill, web developer, reviewer, editorial support, and leadership and supervision. For his work experience, it's quite great, yeah. He was active in business consultant, also in management and leadership, and now he's a part-time lecturer and also the trainer. So he's a full package, yeah, of lecturer, management, business, and also institute. His education, he was graduated from Bachelor of Computer Science in 2014 from Saad Al Arab University College. And after that, continued to master in UKM University for Master of Computer Science from 2015 to 2018. And after that, he continued to his PhD, yeah, Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science, also in UKM University, Malaysia, from 2018 to 2020. And his research article, he has so many articles, more than 10, yeah, I think, yeah. But I will mention 3 of them, yeah. So his research article, optimized model for energy aware location, edit routing protocol in Manet, and optimized EAOM by lead championships algorithm based on food images, and optimized particle swarm optimization algorithm for the realization of an enhanced energy aware location edit routing protocol in Manet. That's amazing. And not to forget to mention his mastering 4 languages, yeah. He's mastering, of course, Arabic, because he's a nature language mother, yeah, mother language is excellent, of course, and also English, yeah. And then not too surprised because he is in UK in Malaysia for about more than 3 years, so he also speak Malay, yeah, it's very good. And not also to forget mention bahasa Indonesia. It's very great. So but still don't use bahasa Indonesia to ask him in the last session, yeah, because this is international webinar series, so please use English. And also do not gossip or gibah in bahasa because he will notice. Okay, so okay, now I would like to present Dr. Taj, yeah, for his presentation. The title is, it's very interesting: Artificial Intelligence, Training Technologies, Application, and Open Issues. For Dr. Taj Aldin Nasser, the time and the screen is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the nice introduction. First of all, good afternoon for everyone. Salama Sijahatra. I'm very happy to be in here today. Special thanks for Pinos Nusantara University and for all the teams are holding this meeting today, especially for Dr. Dina for this invitation. And I'm very happy to take this opportunity to talk about the artificial intelligence technology and the current trends, technologies, especially in education sector, and its application, and how to use this kind of technologies to enhance our performance and our daily activities, and how to use this kind of technologies to improve our studies, our academic sectors, our healthcare sectors, and so on. So inshallah, in this session, we will have like a great information and also like a good discussion. And for all the students who have any question regarding this kind of technology, we will have like a good time later on to discuss and answer your question. Please feel free to ask anything after inshallah the presentation. And so let's go on ahead. Mr. Regana, please share with us our slides. Okay, so this collaboration between Pinos Central University and Maisan University, which is based in Iraq, in the south of Iraq, and one of the good universities. One thing is we have a good collaboration with the international universities, and now on we are looking forward, and I hope in the next future we can get the opportunity to welcome all of you in Iraq, and then we will have like a good chance for research collaboration and so on. My name is Taj Aldin, and thanks for all the good introductions regarding my career, and I hope can get more based on the inspiring of all my colleagues before previously in Malaysia and Indonesia. And I really feel like free and good, having a good time, especially like with all my friends here today. And I'm very happy to see all the Indonesians and Malaysian again here today. Anyhow, our topics we will talk today about the artificial intelligence, this like the greatest technology in the current computer revolutions actually, and we will talk about the trending technologies actually, how like this kind of technologies, how it's become more trending based on their usage, and also we will talk about the applications and the open issues. Please, Mr. Regan, for the next slide. Okay, then. Actually, artificial intelligence now on is takes a lot of like a huge size from the scientific and the technology sectors, and the way how they like they reserve it is really different from the other technologies, and we can see so many technologies was disappeared from the revolution of the technology. But day by day, we can see artificial intelligence now on is rising more in the current future, in the current time and the future, and especially with the hot topic technologies also. One of the most important things, actually, all of us, I think we hear previously about Internet of Things. Now on the technologies and the scientifics, people are thinking how to change everything and can make it easily to communicate with each other. So the new topics we are talking about it is Internet of Everything. That's mean like every single objects in our life is gonna to be like able to communicate with each other. And we can see in that situation, there is a huge numbers of devices. Previously, if we are going for the century 20, and there is the number of devices was like, no, that's too much. We can maybe accounting by millions, billions, and all the data that was generated is not that's too much high actually. So with the new technologies and with the whole developments, all the technologies are increase the number of devices, and day by day, the devices are also able to communicate with each other. So the expected number of devices will be like a billions, more than billions, actually trillions also, is gonna to be generating data, and this kind of data need to hold by like a new technology. For human, we are not able. For example, we have like around 10,000 picture, 10,000 videos. If we want to sort all this data, and each video, for example, it will takes 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. So we cannot cover all the information inside the video. So that means the human, he's not able to deal with this kind of information. It's caused to the high numbers of data, and we can also name it as a big data. So we tried, and all the people tried to find a new ways. Previously was using the most traditional ways, but it's not that's too much effective during dealing with the data to analyze the data. So in the current time when AI coming is help us to deal with all this data, just like some small steps, and it's help us to deal with a good number of data and manage the data, analyze data. This is the most important things actually. So about AI in edge computing, as we mentioned earlier, the number of devices are increased day by day. So the number of data who generated like these are devices is gonna to be like an expected number of data. So this data will be moved to the cloud. And since this number and huge number of data was assigned to the cloud is not able to deal with this kind of information. And during to the latency, during to the energy consumption, to the security issues, all of these are and open issues or weaknesses. So to deal with this kind of data. Therefore, like a new technology was launched as named as edge computing. This kind of technology also come as a middle where technology between the Internet of Things and the cloud computing. So in this edge computing is like there is more than one technology actually. In 2015, Cisco was launched a new technology named as fog computing. But in the current time, there is edge computing, near edge computing, close edge computing. So the number of technologies are increased day by day just to enhance and filtering and analyze the data. And all this kind of technologies are using the AI technology to deal with this data, since it's very important, and we'll talk later on about the security issues on its own. Some more, the federated learning, actually. For example, there is all, I think all of us was using ChatGPT, but after that, once we are using ChatGPT and it's become very viral, another technologies was launched, and we can see like there is a push for language, there is a push for enhance the language, there is a push for enhancing the quality of picture. So this all are technologies, but we need to deal with this kind of technologies and make it all working as a federated learning. Also, about the AI and its explainable, the enability of the AI, how it can deal, how to access the data. Actually, since the AI is a new technology and it lakes from a lot of issues, since we are like worry about our data, especially like the banks issues, so we need to be very careful how to use this kind of technology because there is like it's able to deal with the privacy, the private data, the most important information that you have. So you have to be able to how to deal with this kind of technologies. Actually, since of many users about this technology, they are just use it sometimes maybe for fun or just to learn something, but he didn't have the enough knowledge about this technology. He have to be careful how to use this kind of technology. He have to know how this information are coming, how it's starting, how it's gonna to be answered, and so many questions he need to think about that. And I think from this lecture we can go ahead to know what does mean artificial intelligence and how it's working and how it's gonna to be in the near future. All of this will be in our topic. So currently in the trending artificial intelligence, the most important things now on, we have to deal with the networks, okay? Because AI is nothing without networks. And since both these technologies, if are working together in a collaboration, will be a great information, helps. There is a lot of benefits of this technology. But we have to concern about the privacy. Actually, the most important thing is the privacy. I'm talking is not about in person. Actually, I'm talking about like governments in the high sectors, companies. For example, now on some information, if it's appear about like a company, and this kind of information is not sorted well. So maybe it can go by the wrong hands actually, and it can be like against you or against this company and its reputation. So the AI, since it's very good technology, there is also a bad side technology. So we have to use it in the most good way. No wonder if some people they want to use it in the other ways. Mr. Regan, please for the next slide. Okay, before we are going into AI, we have to understand what does mean AI, how it's working, how it's collaborate. Actually, the main topic of AI is really viral, and I think most of us, once we hear AI, we can imagine how it's like help us to develop a new pictures, how to make us like for example, writing a long text for enhancing the videos, help us in so many ways. But in the facts, we don't know exactly how it's working. In this lecture, and sorry, in this speech, we will talk about like a very light information. We have to know how it's working actually. Once we are going to the AI, there is two main aspects we have to consider in this lecture. The first one is machine learning. Actually, this behave and artificial intelligence especially behave to be like a human, but since this technology as a new technology, it will take time to train, to get the data. And during that time, actually, we have to understand how it's working, how to develop this kind uh, based on our information, based on our use, and make sure how to use it in the most good way. So usually machine learning is a set of algorithms. There is a lot of kind of algorithms, and the people who is responsible about AI, they are keeping developing this algorithm and using same algorithm to developing another algorithms. So all that's one in machine learning, and we can know like machine learning have two subsection, which one the supervised machine learning and unsupervised machine learning. Actually, sometimes based on the technology and based on the technicals also how to use this kind. Sometimes they are using the supervised machine learning to control the unsupervised. This technology actually is make the technology is unlimited. Like the way how you want to do, the way how you want to deal with anything is possible. But the most things we are worried about it, how to deal this with this the data. So, and that's things. And the other way is the other things about AI, which is the deep learning. I think most of us sometimes we are using the chatbots and just asking for one question, and we can see so many suggestions, so many options, and a lot of good text. And we have done some tests actually. Previously, we done an article, and it cost us review article, and it cost us around 6 to 7 months. And we try to do the same text, same length of numbers of words, and it's just like cost us with things like less than 1 hour. We done one article, but anyone ask himself how it's working, how to deal, like how to make this kind of things. This is all based on AI and the deep learning. Actually, the deep learning is very common topic and is very fruitful section for the researchers. And there is a lot of research was done about deep learning, about the neural network, how it's sorting the data. And once we go deeper, we can see more algorithms, more data, more data analysis, and they keep developing how to deal with the decisions, how algorithm works, how it's collaborate with each other. So all of this kind of technologies need to be sorted well to be like very useful in the near future. So in that case, we can like summarize the AI is based on two main aspects. The first aspect is like the machine learning and how is have like the supervised machine learning and the unsupervised machine learning. Some of the students maybe ask what does mean like supervised machine learning. That's mean like this kind of machine learning, I can control it. I can like hold the way how it's going on. The unsupervised, I can also like control it, but it's help itself to learn. Once like I give some data, for example, I will give like 1,000 numbers and I will ask it to deal with this data. It will understand the numbers, how it's working, what the value of it, and so on. This, Mr. Regan, the next slide. Okay, so the most important things we need to discuss about it and we need to handle it. Since it's a new technology, we have to know like this technology have a lot of issues, and these issues is very like fruitful and open sector for all the researchers and who wants to work, who want to develop, who want to consider some issues. We can go through the open issues. And there are so many issues actually about the time efficiency, the time latency, the energy consumption, the energy controlling, so on. There is a lot of, and the most important things actually offloading the data, because since this device about IoT, it's sorting a lot of data. For example, like when we have a device like measuring the weather, I mean the wind speed and the rain, all the information, the humidity, and we are updating this system just like why every minute need to give us a full report. And you can imagine the generated data, and we have more than one location for this device. So, I think within 1 hour, it will provide a huge number of data and how we need to offload this data, because since this data we have it on our memory, it will consume more energy. It will consume more high latency, and at the same time, there is maybe like we will have some other side issues such as fault tolerance or security attacks, or we can get the bottlenecks issue later on once we can offloading the data. So there is so many critical issues and weaknesses in AI we need to consider and we need to develop for the near future and make sure this technology is working as well. So we will go through the open issues and we will talk about some, because in this lecture we cannot cover all, to be honest, and we will take the most important things and the most common and viral issues in the current time. Please, Mr. Regan, for the next slide. Okay. To be honest, like I have I think mentioned more than one time about the data privacy. I'm talking about this because we can see like how this data sorting and how can be used. For example, who are using digital marketing. So let's go about away about the AI and how it's going for the digital marketing. For example, now on Meta providing some information. For example, if I want to do some advertisement, I can go through any company, like for example, a competition company. We can like doing some competition between our advertisement or between our products. So I can go through and I can see the information about this company actually. For example, by this way is legal way. It's provided by Meta. For example, if they are running an advertisement earlier than me, I can see how many numbers of people are seeing their advertisements, how many they respond, how is going on, how is the budget they spend it. So I can learn from that, and then I will run my own business. I will run my own advertisement to get more income, to get more information about the business. So from this way, the legal way, I can see my other side. But if we can thinking about how to use it in the most bad way, actually, if some people are able to access this kind of data, and this one is going to be like a really serious issue, and we have to consider our information. For example, like we can say like a government have its information, I mean like the identity is information, and it's coming to the wrong person actually. So in that case we are not able to cover our people, and nowadays the three things is not like the most traditional way. Now, the most treating right now is the technology, especially for the most developed countries. And the near future, like we can expect all like the trains, the cars, the aircrafts, helicopters is gonna to be drive itself. And we will talk about this topic later. So we can imagine if somebody like attack or make like the cyber threats about it. That means like we will have real serious issues and the life of people will be in a danger way. So this is the most important things to be considered. At the same time, I mean about talk about the ethical dilemmas, about the decision making between the algorithm actually. For example, if we have a critical issue and we have to make the decision, the algorithms nowadays, since like it's a new learning and it's a new technology, one of the most main issues, the decision making. For example, a human, he's able to make a decision at the same time based on his human behavior. For example, like if you have like one of your friends, he's about to get an accident. So if you realize this car is coming in high speed and you can able to like hold his hand and just pull him out away from the danger. So that means you make your own decision to save your friends. But at the same time, AI and its ethical dilemmas, it has no consideration or it has no ability to take the real decision about it. At the same time, the human impacts actually. The AI in the comparison of humans, actually, sometimes I hear like people are saying AI is very smart, he's smarter than the human. Actually, this is not facts. Since the human, he's able to think, he's taking the decision, and he's able to control this kind of data. But like we are talking about the performance, the accuracy. For example, if I have a data, for example, I have a data for 1,000 students and I have to give the average for all the previous years, maybe I would get some like errors. But if I give this data to the AI, will give me with the high accuracy. That means the human efforts is not able to deal with this kind of high number of data. But at the same time, that doesn't mean like the AI is smarter than us. This is will be based on the mathematical models and algorithm, and AI and a computer. All of these are founded to help us to done a new things, to done our jobs in the most faster way. And we can take an example also, like previously before the computer, if I have like a high number also of the students and I need to get the average for their CGPA, their information, their identity. So I will take time actually. After once the computer coming, I think within one function in Excel, we can get all the information. So that means computer and AI technologies, network technology, sorry, all of these technologies are coming to help us to improve our life, to make our life more than life, the lifestyle that we are living right now, to help us in the near future. And we will consider the other things. At the same time, also we are going back for the privacy safeguard. This information, we have to make sure to sort it in a proper way, and we have to consider it in most things that we can discuss and we can go through the information. For example, also, if I have information about, for example, my patients, and I have to make sure this information is not appear to the other persons or to use in a mis way. So that means we have to think how to make sure this information are safe once we collect this kind of data, and how to use it, how to arrange it for the near future. Mr. Regan, please for the next slide. Okay. And other things is the pace and fairness algorithm. Actually, as we mentioned earlier in the first slide, actually algorithms in the current time are taking like the decision, and sometimes the decision is become wrong because the algorithms, it has no ability to think like a human. The decision based on real numbers, and sometimes the decision is not gonna to be in the proper way. For example, if I have one of my family and I can see him, and this kind of question are asked in Arab countries actually. If you are in a boat and your mom and your son like on the bus and you can take one, which one you are gonna to take? And this is like a common question in Iraq actually, and also in Arab countries. That means like he's playing on your emotions, like he wants to get the information, and this kind also can ask like as the physical doctors also ask it. He can go through the human behave and he can detect and can expect like his behave and how it's going on. But for algorithms, it's not gonna to use this kind of things. And we are expecting based on the neural networks can go through this kind of decision. To be honest, also this is gonna to be a good side actually to deal with this kind of things. But at the same time, the decision, it will be like really difficult to take it in algorithm based. At the same time, the fairness evaluation actually. Sometimes the evaluation based on the standard measures. Okay, for example, I can run algorithm within a range, and this range cannot go through. But sometimes based on the issue that we are thinking about, for example, the accident is about to come and he can go through. For example, I have a robot, and this robot is able to move like a velocity around 1 meter. And the car in that time is about to make this kind of accidents. He cannot move than 1 meter because this is the fairness evaluation, because he is based on the standard, and this is the we can talking about the making or the decision making. So in that time we can like expect the accidents will be happen. So we have to make the fairness of evaluation. It depends on the situation and how to read it. And since we are in the fifth generation of the technology, we are talking actually about the sixth generation of the seventh generation about technology, which it will be the real-time evaluation for all the issues. And at the same time, we have to consider the quality of the visions, and we have to take the quality of requestings and the dealing with the data. At the same time, the ethical frameworks actually. Uh, Same times, we can see like nowadays in the we are using Facebook, we are using Instagram, and I think most of you are realizing that once you are using like talking about some topic later on will be showing or appear to you the information about this topic you are talking about. For example, you want travel for a country, and later on it's going to appear an offers for you, showing you that you are like this offers for this country and blah blah. So that means that you once you are using this kind of technologies, I mean, I'm talking about this Facebook, Instagram, and so on, you enable them to detect your data at the same time using, for example, your microphone or your camera. This is all based on your permissions, and after that what they will analyze your data and will like sorting what's the most important things for you. As we mentioned, we are thinking about travel. They will sort for you the travels. Actually, this is a good side, but at the same time detecting our data, this can be used for cyber threats, for the country threats also. So they can detect you, they can see you, they can hear you, they can see you also. So that means we have to make an ethical frameworks. For example, a company, if they want to develop a model for AI, we need to set like for them rules they need to consider it. For example, they cannot go through like passing the security, cyber security of the country actually. And we can see, for example, now on if you are going for most of Arabic countries, they are not allowed to do the cryptocurrency because they are aware from the I mean the cyber threats. This is considered like in our countries currently is a critical issue, and we have to done the rules, the law, a new law, like we can update a new law regarding the criminal issues. For example, if somebody he lost his money and we have no law support this one, so need to be in the legal frame that can be protect you from any threats in the near future. Please, Mr. Ryan, the next slide. Okay, so the privacy and security in AI system. I'm talking about this one because it's really important and for all the users. I'm talking about the single users until the greatest countries actually. The most important things how to protect our data. For example, as I'm using AI, sometimes I need to read the privacy and terms and to know how this system it's work because it's not easily to give like my information later on is going to be accessible for anyone. This is what makes like, for example, can be used in a good or bad way. This is depends. But since we are dealing with the huge companies and very reliable countries, that means we have to be comfortable because we are, I'm not the only person I'm using that one. We are regular users. At the same time, as we know, Facebook and Instagram are dealing with our data. Sometimes the data like is controlled just for like a commercial side. But we are worried in the future if this one can be held by AI later on maybe can use for other purposes. So we have to make sure about our data protections. We have to understand how it's working. At the same time, the cybersecurity challenge. This kind of things, as we mentioned earlier, if we got a cyber security attack by like unknown peoples, and we can sometimes hear like maybe Russia like attacks other countries by cyber security attack, we can hear so many things. But have anyone think about how is going on? Actually, they are attacking the information, attacking the data, and so on. Actually, I don't want to get involved any names of countries, but I'm talking like the most common issues currently we hear just cyber security attacks or cyber security threats. So this is considered a challenge, how to protect our data, how to protect our national data. For example, if we are developing a new technology, and this technology, we don't want to get raised up to the world right now. We need to wait more time until develop, and we need to take this novelty about it because I believe within 10 years, I believe Indonesia will raise up because they are working good and all their coordinates takes us to be a bright future since dealing with Tesla. And I saw the last news about like Elon Musk is already there in Indonesia to deal and to build Tesla company. That means since you have the most suitable environment in your country, you are able to develop your country in the most technology way. And nowadays, previously, we are thinking about high buildings, so many things, but nowadays we are thinking how to get more technology because if you get technology now on, you will reserve a good position among the other countries, I mean the most developed countries. So in that way, if I have to develop a project of I need to develop like a new models. I don't want to get it viral on this time. I need to make sure it's working well. It's gonna to be like helpful. It has some features, so I'm not gonna to share it easily to anybody. So that means if I'm not protecting my cybersecurity, and it's easy to get attacked. So that means all my information will be a very viral for the security threats. So that means we have to consider that one, and also the regulatory of frameworks. Actually, at the same time, nowadays, the most important about the ethics developments, we have to consider a frameworks about working. Actually, we have to consider the privacy of the people. We have to consider the privacy of the government, and we cannot access this kind of data for anyone. And we can make ensure our responsibility, our ethics, our behave, how to deal with this kind of things. Sorry, Mr. Regan, for the next slide, please. Okay, accountability and transparency in AI decision. Actually, the other things is about the ethical responsibility. Actually, we need to make very clear information. For example, who want to use AI, you need to follow this kind of rules, and these rules make sure like it's not gonna to be applied for example, if I have a company, or if I have single users, or if I have a government, each one he will take his right, and this one will be considered by the expert people. Actually, so if we want to develop a new law, or we want to update a new law, so that means we need to ask, or we need to hire someone. He is no he is dealing with AI, and he need to consider us. For example, the way how I'm using AI, like I'm considered as a regular user or single user. Actually, but the way if we are using as a company, that means is the things is different. For example, the government need to collect a tax from the company. They need to hire like for the make sure the information, the data, the salaries. So all this one need to control by the government. But if it's hidden by these companies and is not like appear or very foggy for the government, that means they cannot control their country later. So that means like we need to make sure how to make the ethical responsibility and also the decision frameworks. That means at the same time, once we develop any law, we need to make sure also how to keep the right for the others. In the addition of also the transparency of the practice, actually. Sometimes once we develop a law, that means like it's not gonna to deal with the people. Sometimes we can hear like this law we can say is not good for us. For example, if a government want to increase the task, that means sorry the tax. That means like it's gonna to give more effort for the people, and you are working really hard, and later on the government will collect from you tax. That's what you will feel is unfair for you actually. And like you are working hard, you need more money, you are not doing anything. So that means like you are not having your own rights. So that means we need to consider also like how to discuss with this kind of law, and how to make sure this law is gonna to be helpful for the people, and make sure about the equality between the single users, the company, the organizer, the how and so on. Mr. Regan, please for the next slide. Okay. At the same time, I think this one the most things we are thinking about. We can hear like the pilots later on they will lose their job. The lawyer later on they will lose their job. And I think all of you hear about the last court was done first session about how like they are doing like fully session of courting some a criminal issue, and AI was the judge that time. And based on his decision and based on the rules after the learning the law of this country, he take the right decision. And that means later on, like when you have an issue, for example, through the court, so they will use the AI to deal with your your issue. And we can see like some movies are showing like you are not dealing with the people, you are just dealing with machines. Sometimes you want to explain your feeling, like you want to express, but you are just talking to a machine, you are not talking to a human. I'm talking that's one personally, like when sometimes you are feeling bad, you have a bad day, you are talking to your friends, you feel comfortable, you just releasing your like efforts. That means like you are already feel okay. And but if you are talking to a machine, at the same time, we can like there is a considered machine about this issue, but like you are talking to a machine, you can is not gonna to have your own feeling. That's mean I mean human to human. So at the same time, that means like once you are thinking to lose your job, previously Amazon was using like high number of employees. They are hiring high number of employees just to arranging their products and how to make sure to send to the right person. And there is like a high number of faults during the sending the package. But in the current time, they are using completely AI to transport all the luggage. I mean the things they are selling. So it's all control management by one or two or three person or 10. It doesn't matter actually. But the most things are using AI and machines to deal with this kind of things. But this one I'm talking about the products, but I'm talking about some serious issues. For example, like I made an accident and that person got injured. So if I go through the AI, if I go through that one, that means like I'm gonna to take the rights, but sometimes the judgments he can take, like we can say like a very mess decision, because you know like you didn't make this accidents, you doesn't want to think to make this accident, so the decision will be different, and it can be add for the AI. But since we are human to human, sometimes we have the feelings, the rights of how to feel, how to think. So that means okay, we can go through that way and we can deal it. But for AI, no, there is no way, zero or one. So that's all. At the same time, about the decision for like the critical issues, as we mentioned earlier, the aircraft or the pilots, he have like any critical issue also for landing or takeoff. If the AI dealing with this kind of things, it could be like, for example, all of us, we know the autopilot once the aircraft is already above the wings, and we can say like they can control by autopilots, just following the routes and everything's done by the autopilots. But for the takeoff and that's one, that means like need to be controlled by human. And also they tried by AI, sorry, they tried by AI, a very successful landing and takeoff using AI, but they are not making sure during the most like dangerous issues what will happen, how the AI will behave. And they done also like some testing about that, but they failed. I believe in the near future they will success actually, but it's not gonna to be lost. I mean, like there is no other pilots or not gonna to be. Maybe like in the near future, it's gonna to be like some aircrafts is gonna to be like autonomous drive. But since we have a human lives, we need to consider this one. I think it's gonna to be okay to have one pilot or two pilots or three, or for the hospitality we can use robots. That one should be okay. But I believe most of you, once you they are in the craft and see the the crew, he will feel comfortable sometimes because you are dealing with the human. You are not dealing with the machine. Maybe the machine will inspire you for a while, but that doesn't mean like you will deal with it, because the behavior of a human deal with the human, not with the machine. And we can see sometimes when we are using our phone or computer, a bit of time later on we will stop because we are feeling boring anymore and we doesn't want to continue. At the same side, also about the economic shift, actually, I believe in the near future, and I'm one of the most using AI tools for economic. Actually, I mean about talking about my own business. Actually, I'm using AI. If I want to write a text regarding a boss, I can't deal with AI actually, but I'm talking about the big issues, like take a decision for a countries. For example, I want to develop a model, and we can ask the AI how to help us, how to fair on us, aware us about this kind of issues. And this is all based on data. We are actually talking about all data, how to train the machines for the data. and will give us unexpected issues. For example, sometimes we are asking our friends, we are talking, I'm asking him, can you help me in this issue? Do you know anything about this? Sometimes we are asking about the way, but nowadays, since we have the technology, we are not asking anyone. If I'm going for a place, I can just write the name of it, and the Google Maps always can like guide me directly to that place. But if I don't have internet, if I don't have phone, so I'm gonna to ask, okay? It's the same way about AI. Since you have this technology, you will ask the possible solutions, okay, about running this kind of business or running this kind of plan, or how to planning for your economy and how to make a good plan. But I'm talking about the AI with the high level actually, since the decision of a country and sometimes the impacts of unexpected issues will be is not gonna to help us. And as we remember, suddenly all the countries need to close down because of the COVID, and people no longer can travel, no longer for 1.5 year and 2 year. And I'm one of the persons who stay in Malaysia for 2 years. I cannot travel, I cannot go back for my country because it's really critical issue, and I was worried to leave my place. I was worried. So in that kind of issues, uh, okay, so all the question we will consider later, inshallah. That's things is effects to the economic, and after that, after we done of all of like people start to deal with this kind of issues. Most of us was using the virtual, sorry, the virtual meetings using like the computer, and the requesting for the computer was increased like around 20% in that time around the world because all people need tabs, need computers to deal with their meetings and so on. At the same time, the social adaptation actually, we have to navigate actually the potential solution, the potential plans actually. If I have a plan, if I want to, for example, if I want to run a business, and this kind of business I expect in 5 years will be success. But this is based on my decision because I have some like reading some information like this area I need. For example, let's talk about restaurants. This place doesn't have any restaurants, any store near to the houses or this area. So I will have my own plan. But at the same time, maybe like that time, if I open a shop, it doesn't meet the requirements of the people who is around me. So that means I will fail, and I need to have the potential the potential plans. So AI can help us actually how to deal with this kind of things. In the near future will be this, and there is I think everything will be a put. You can use it and will ask and will answer you. Mr. Rihanna, please for the next slide. Mr. Rihanna, please for the next slide. Next slide.
Halo Regen. Oke.
Okay then. Since we are talking about the issues, actually, we are talking about the impacts and the equality of consideration and the performance in relatives. Actually, we have, since we are talking about and we focus about the data privacy, the future work about all of this will be controlled by the governments and will be controlled by organizers, will be controlled by the companies, and will be controlled by people also. If I want to use my own chat boots, I can make my own actually. And it's already launched in AI actually. You can make your own bots. You can train it. You can make it understand. And for students are using, you can make your own bots. And later on, you can train your bots. So later on, we are going back. You are not required to ask. You are not required to ask him again about the topic, or because he's already like your friends. Actually, since I'm teaching my students here in Iraq, I'm telling them about some technologies, and I'm telling them, make this boot as your friends. And later on, once you need anything, just ask him. Don't hesitate to ask to make sure about take the right decision. So in the near future, to avoid any wrong decisions, any wrong plans, and any critical issues for a countries, I'm talking about AI with the countries. You know, like you can imagine like people, economy, salaries. if we take like the wrong decision, this wrong decision will affect to the people later on. They will affect to their life, to their business, to their daily life. So we have to make sure how to use this AI after make sure it's really able to help us in this kind of things. Mr. Ryan, please for the next slide.
Hello, Regan.
Okay. Here we go for the artificial intelligence in education center. Actually, sector, sorry. Uh, I highly advise if there is a students or an education sector, we have to go through. It's really will take our education to another level. Will take us to another kind of challenge. Nowadays, as we mentioned earlier, one article is cost me around 4 to 6 months. Okay, and at the same time, when I was using AI, it's cost me around 1 hour. So we can realize how the changes already a huge in the comparison. I'm talking about 6 months, like from long working. I have to wake up early, I have to prepare, and minimum 5 6 hours in the front of my computer, and I have but just one click has helped me to write 10 pages, 20, 100,000 pages. So we can imagine how this level is already changed. But at the same time, we have to make sure to giving the right efforts. I think most of you at the beginning of ChatGPT, they are using to write an article. But in the current time, like if you are submitting an article using AI, they will detect your text, whether it's done by AI or done by your own, or you just like inspired from other. So that means since you have this technology, that means you doesn't need to just like give up on other things, because if you have assignments, you have understand what does mean this technology. But if you are only using AI to deal with the things, like for example, you just like using chatbots to write for you and they submit to the lecturer and you done nothing. Okay, so that means you have learned nothing. Actually, when lecturer he give like assignment for students, he's like aiming to let the students learn. Like when I give like tasks for students, for example, give me a report about this technology, I want him read, I want him to understand what does mean, how to deal, what's the latest study, what's the last related technologies about it. But if I give him the topic, he can easily use it to deal with. I'm talking about the academic sector, especially actually about this. He just can running the title, and later on he will get the full reports based on his requirements, and then later on will submit to the lecturer. So that means we done nothing, and the AI now on its impacts in a wrong way. That means like we will destroy a generation actually. So based on AI, we have to understand how to use it in the most academic way. We have to understand this technology, how to use it in advanced level. It's not like in this level, like how to finish my task easily, then I can rest and then I can enjoy and take my own time. Mr. Regan, please for the next slide. Okay, actually, if we want to adopt AI in our education sector, we are talking about kids, we are talking about young generation, we are talking about the doctors, professors, all of this sector is going to be used the AI, but there is a levels of using AI. I think most of the families now on dealing how to let their kids to using internet, like for example YouTube for kids. This is a level for kids. He cannot go through, and he cannot through like higher than level, because his age is not suitable for this kind of thing. So that means AI need to be also arranged in that way. Like there is a levels to use it, even for master degree or for PhD degree, there is a level. And as we have like for example similarity 20%. So also, if we want to use AI for academic, we can use also a number that we can determine the students or anyone with this kind of number. So that's we can ensure how like the right way to using AI. So as we mentioned earlier at the first slides, we talk about the ethical decisions by the governments and how to lead a new law he can allow to using AI in the proper and the right way. If we are talking about the personalized learning, as I'm using AI actually, To be honest, this slide all was done by AI. Okay, I did not make any efforts. Just like one click, he makes me for all. But that means I learn the AI how to make my own, how to let him get my information, what I want to give you in this lecture today. So I just get his directions and I guide him the way I want to make for me. But if I ask him to write for me an AI slide, so that means I'm done nothing. I will not learn anything. I will not understand what does mean I'm doing. So that's why. But this is considered for personal learning. Sometimes, actually, I'm use it for Facebook posting and Instagram posting, especially. I'm talking about to give one words, okay, or two words as a key for marketing. For example, I want to catch people with these two words or three words. I try sometimes my own self, like I got one, two, three, four, but I already give up because I'm not able to give more like keywords. So I ask AI sometimes, give me a words that can make people thinking about my own post, and I give him the information about my own post. Like for example, I'm targeting some people. For example, the married people, they have kids, they have kids between this age. So I try to let him get what I need. Sometimes, like if you are a human, you need to read, you need to discover new things. That will help you to get more information for later on to use it actually. But at the same time, if you are using AI, it can help you. Instead of reading and takes long time, will help you to do it with short time. But that means you have the enough knowledge about it. Other things, the assessment and feedback for it. Actually, the assessment for current time, we cannot assess the AI actually since the developed technology is and keep on. Most of the people they are saying actually we are not using only 20% of AI. We are not done with the real AI yet. And what we have right now is not real AI. I'm talking about the chatbots for academic section and the education sector. But in the facts, it doesn't matter how it's going on, actually. We will go through the things that we needed, the things will learn us on the right way. At the same time, we can go through the virtual tutors and the chatbots. Actually, I think most of you was using the chatbots, but virtual tutors, I think, is not that's too much common in the current time. And most of them, like usually, you need to install an application for your phone, and you will train it. Actually, you will train it about what you need, and he will get you some information. Mr. Egan, please for next slide, let's go deeper about this education. Okay, about the personal learner, actually. Sometimes I need to adaptive like a path. For example, I want to go through AI. I want to learn AI, actually. So in that way, I will analyze. Like I will analyze what I need. I will like determine what I have to go, where I want to go, and this is will be based on how I want to go through my learning path, actually. But if you want to go like rise up more for more technologies, this is will depends how to develop yourself, how you want to go through passing the other things. At the same time, the real-time progress tracking. Actually, I'm talking about this topic, especially in Internet of Things. Uh, One of things that I have done previously about my PhD topic, actually about the surgery overseas. For example, once COVID coming, all the countries was closed, and the things that we cannot done actually, we don't know what's this virus, how to deal with this virus, and so many news are makes us like out of our minds actually. Don't go outside, don't breathe, don't you? We don't know what's this actually, how is it treating us? So that's time if we are really reaching like a high level of AI that time, we can deal with it actually. And later on, we are using AI after 3 or 4 months how to detect the coronavirus in the lungs through the MRI or the BT scan or CT scan is based on the image for that one. And this is the sector about the image processing and is on. We will take like a short about it in the next slide. At the same time, the real time processing. I'm talking about the overseas surgery actually. For example, I got one of my relatives, he passed away. that time in Iraq, we don't have the right equipment to do his surgery, and his case is considered one. This the effects of this one person per 1 million. So you can imagine like it's very critical issue. And last time we need to take him for a country like who have this doctor. It's really long story. After that, like he passed away because we cannot do anything for him. But later on, like I saw in Malaysia, one hospital, they are doing a project to do overseas surgery. And I think most of the researchers are knowing about that. The doctor, he doesn't need to take a aircraft and traveling for 3 5 days until to reach, or 1 day 2 day, or the patients he need to go to the doctor, he can go through and doing his surgery from overseas. There is a special room which is very developed, very high techniques room with the devices with high level of internet. But we are talking about the real time tracking actually. What we are like the doctor, if he get a delay for 1 millisecond, maybe can cost the patient his life. So the real time tracking, I mean the real time applications, the real time usage will help us, and we believe in the sixth generation of internet will help us to provide this kind of things, and we will like solve so many issues regarding the healthcare sector. Actually, education and healthcare sector, I'm really focusing about it because it's like the level of our life, what we are working to our health, what we are working to improve our knowledge and education. So that two section is very important, and we are working for it and we are living for it. So we need to consider and develop these two sectors to be high level in the comparison of the a small virus. We don't know what it is. We cannot determine it. It can cost closing a country's falling economics. So many companies was bankrupt. So we can imagine. So next time we have to put to get a good lesson how to deal with this kind of thing. Okay, Mr. Regan, please for the next slide. Okay. At the same time, about the assessments for AI in education, I believe in the near future, AI, as we mentioned, the pilots he will get retired, or the lawyer, teachers also, but he can use this kind of technologies to be assistance, okay, for learning. We cannot get out of the teacher from the students. No, we will use this technology. We don't replace the human, but we want to less the pressure on him. We want help him and assist him to be like in a good way that can help and give more knowledge for the students. For example, if I'm talking about some topic without any pictures, without any presentation, without anything, a human will not have like he not get tired to think too much about this issue because he just can listen later on he go and just forget everything. But if we are having a presentation showing some information, this is will lead some information, will remember and will memorize, and later on can go back for it and can like think about to study or develop or whatever he want to use it. But if we are use it in reality actually, for example, one robot, I saw it in the Future Museum in UAE. Just like a dog, he can already like he can go to the people when you call him. Just he can come to you. You can ask him answer. So that means when once I go there, I can see that one on my own eyes. These things come to my mind. How to develop this kind of things. How to develop robots, and this robots how to learn it. How to make it work for me. And I believe in the next future, the things that we can use it like to help us, to assist us in the hospitals and the aircrafts. For example, the air turbulence sometimes, like the crew, they are getting some injured, they are not like walking, but robots can deal with this kind of things. And sometimes I think most of you hear about the pyramid. They want to use AI to go through the closed room inside the pyramids in Egypt, use to see what inside, because nobody able to see, like nobody able can go inside. So they are planning to use now on AI with the robotics and can go inside and give them some information using robots based on AI. So that means like AI will help us if we are use it in the proper way in education sector, and we'll go through high level of teaching the students and a different way with another level, and this is will improve our students' knowledge and make sure they are dealing with the new technologies that we are not catch up, and like this is will help them based on their improvement. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. About the virtual tutors and chatbots in education. Actually, I don't want to take too much long time with it. I think we are lacking with the time right now. About the virtual tutors and chatbots in education is a good to use, but you have to be careful to use since provide a good service for the students and lecturers, but we must sure not misuse it in the not correct way. And the most things we need to how to raise up this technology for us and how to develop us. Okay. Once I done my article that time, I feel like I done no efforts. I'm not feeling and memorizing how I get hard to get this article. But once I done, I feel nothing. Even I'm not thinking to publish it because I have no information about it, and I'm very lazy to read all the information about it. I don't know the trustability of it. So that means we have to make sure how to use AI in the proper way, especially the chatbots and virtual tutors. Next slide, please, Mr. Regan. Okay. Uh, Currently, I'm using that's one the administrative task in the school. Actually, we are using for our students. I give them some tasks using AI. Actually, at the same time, I'm using for the kindergarten kids. Uh, we are giving a task, and we are trying to help them, especially the young generation, to go through the AI. Based on developing them how to use like the programming, how to use the AI with the devices actually. And we have one institute here. We call it sorry, I forget its name. This institute is like targeting the kids and how developing these kids to enhance them how to use this kind of technology since they are kids. But they are not going for the advanced level. They are making sure to use the level is really suitable for their age. At the same time, uh, we can use it for the other levels. For example, attendance, we can make like an application for it, or like how to optimize the performance of the students. Sometimes like students are not going well. Based on the traditional way, we have to memorize the students and we have to think, this student is not good, he's not attending daily, or based on summary code based on our Excel. But we can use AI to use it in a different way to analyze the student for us, his performance, and we can link it to the health issues. For example, he have problems and we need to help him. This is can be all go through AI, and we can detect like his emotions based on his emotions. And I think so many papers and studies was done about this. At the same time, the performance, like how to boost the performance of the students based on AI. So again, please for the next slide. Okay, one more thing is we have to consider the ethical consideration actually. Since we mentioned like the teacher, he have so many tasks for students and they want them to go through the learning way. They doesn't go actually. Highly appreciate for my supervisor, Dr. Rosella. She always telling me work smart, nor harder. It's okay, go through to work smart, but that doesn't mean you doesn't know anything about it later. You have to read, you have to catch up with the information, and later on you can use it based on the privacy. Like if you know how to use these bots or how to use this technology, do not use it in a bad way by attacking friends or attacking information of others, because you will be in front of the law and you will have your own rights later on from the governments of the organization who is responsible about you. So that means you have to be considered the way how to use your own AI. At the same time, the algorithm based, as we mentioned at the second slide, by addressing like the decision between the algorithms and how to deal with it, with also the decision making. Sometimes I'm talking about lecturers, a student, he's not too much attending, he's not giving too much effort, but later on he's telling you his story. For example, he one of his family, he's not working, his dad like is sick. You will deal with his situation and you will help him because he having a critical issue. He have like he's not able to control all his life. He doesn't have enough time to study. So that means like this decision will be based on your human behave as you are a human, like what we call it, based on your decision. But if we are using with the AI, the decision will be 0, 1. There is no other options. We cannot go through. If you are not attending 5 lectures, you will be out of the class. So you need to withdraw later or whatever. So that means the AI decision will be based on the data that I entered for it. But for the critical issues, it's not going to be helpful for us. Mr. Again, for next slide, please. Okay, challenge and limitation for AI. Okay, so I think we will stop about the challenge. We will not. I think we will have another lecture later on. We will talk about the healthcare sector because also it's very important for us. Since I was attending and I came to Indonesia and I saw the hospitals over there, and I saw one hospital, a private hospital, they are working using AI actually. I believe in the near future, this is will be like the first things will be like distributed in the holy Indonesia, and I believe Indonesia within 10 years like will be a very developed country and with high good technology in the near future. One more things we need to talk about the challenge and limitation in technology. Actually, if some students are using AI chatbots exactly, we will see sometimes once we are giving a request for it. For example, I ask him to some information. He will tell you like I'm not allowed to access for the other informations. We are like for example outside my data information. That means there is a buffer for information. This AI use this information in a proper way for you to give you the most informative information. But if I ask him to go through more deeper, he will try to give you like just like a loop, and he will take a loop inside one topic. And sometimes, like I ask him to go throughout this loop, and is coming back and again with the same loop. So that means like the data which was provided, we can say is a huge number of data, but it's not too much informative. So that means we cannot make it as a base later for us. But if the posts become an open source for them. This is will be happen later. We can access the other data, and this is will be help us to deal with a good uh, knowledge about how to develop a new models, how to use the codings, and most of the students are using maybe AI to doing the codes or writing most of the things that we are using in the current time. For example, if I want to develop a new chatbots or I need to develop my own AI, actually, I'm not able. Only like if you can go through an organization or a company, they are able to help you to give you some information to develop your own bots. Okay, but all your base and information will be used later from this organizer, and later on all your data will be accessible for this organizer. But I think with the near future will be for the commercial side. As we remember, the Facebook and Instagram that time once launched, nobody think about money. You just have your own post, you have your own knowledge, you share some information about it. But later on, it's become like a very commercial sector, and we can say now on Facebook bring billions of money every day for the Meta company. So that means like we can go through okay, Dr. Mr. Regan. So please head up to the last slide. Let's go to the question and answer. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm sorry for taking long time.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Taj. Hey,
Thank you so much.
let me show my face. Dr. Taj, maybe you already mentioned that your internet connection is not stable, but how about if you try first showing your face so people
Okay,
can feel comfort seeing your face, feeling like in the physical class.
okay
Thank
then.
you, Dr. Taj. That was great presentation. That was great material.
Thank you so much.
it, yeah, it's very happening. Yeah, everyone is talking about AI, and it's
Okay then. I think because this is the technology will help us in the near future. We believe will help us in the near future.
yeah, sure, and everyone is Some of them excited, some of them is scared, frightened, yeah. And
Okay, so we are ready to listen any questions, then we will answer it.
yes, of course. We will open questions. Actually, I have already determined four questions, two from chatting and two from
Mm,
raise hand. But since so
okay,
many questions from the chat box, so maybe we have 30 minutes, yeah. So if possible, then I will read more than two questions from the chat box, yeah, Dr. Taj.
okay, then
Okay,
okay.
so one by one, yeah, I will read first from the chat box and after that raise hand. So from the first one, from Teresia, the question is, considering AI
Mhm.
usage has so an impact on business and organization, how necessary it is for AI usage to be regulated under the government law or by businesses association policy?
Yeah, actually, the things that we are thinking about, if I'm using AI right now and I can access some data, for example, for this meeting, I can go through all the attendance, then I can access for their data. I'm talking about for go through their image and videos. So that's one I'm not allowed legally to go inside because this is not my right. I'm crossing their privacy and then I can go through. So that's mean in our thinking, just like as a human being right now, this is not proper or correct way. So that's mean I need to go through the law and because I cross the privacy, I cross the privacy of the person. So there is a rules like need to be considered. For example, now on if you are treating by somebody by phone call, that means you have to go through court because you are doing a mistake, okay? And you will take your right by based on the court. But I'm talking about the criminal issues. For example, I'm taking this data and I'm selling it for some persons, and this data consider like very sensitive information about the person. So how's gonna to be this? So there is a law should be launched by the government how to deal with the AI. And especially also I'm talking about the education sector, about the healthcare sector. For example, like if the robots he make an accidents and like the patients was pass away, so in that case we need to have law for this one. For economic also we have to have law for this one. So that means we need like the person who is using AI at the same time to deal with this kind of issues and make the right decision and make sure the decision is like a fair for the person who is using AI and the person who is affected from the AI. So in that case, we will make sure the equality is done during the using AI. Mm.
Okay, hopefully that will be answers your question, yeah, Teresia. Thank you, Dr. Taj. And
Thank
I
you.
will give opportunity for raise hand. I believe Zikri cannot wait for this time. Hello, Zikri, Muhammad, you already raised. You really wanted to raise and ask directly to Dr. Taj. Ah, there you go. Hi,
And
Rizky, you
Muhammad
can
Zakri.
unmute your mic. Yes, Zikri, we can see you now. Could you please, yeah, open up? Okay, your mic. Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, uh, Dr. Taj, a pleasure for me. What opportunity in accounting will not be changed by AI? Thank you.
Sorry again. Come again, please.
What opportunity in accounting will not be changed by AI?
Okay, that's a good question.
Thank
Okay.
you.
By accounting actually is very promising. The accounting, especially the economy, since we are dealing with the high numbers about, for example, I have a company and I have to calculate the end of year for the salaries, for the income, for the outcome of the company, for the number of projects. And I have to make sure and make a comparison. For example, this is can be done by a human, but since we are dealing with a large number, for example, Facebook, you have dealing with the 3 billions of users. So we can imagine how is the number. This can be like how many users was using from Facebook and buy from Facebook. How was the products? How they're like they're thinking about their products? How they are reviewing. So from that information, I can go through and develop the accounting and how to deal with this kind of numbers. So in that time, like for example, if I want to make like a function for getting the, for example, the summation of the number of the people who's their age between 30 and 35. We can done within sorry, within one equation in Excel, but at the same time, we have to get any information about them. 35, which country, we can using AI later on to give us like a summary of each person later on. And this summary, we don't need to go through and read it and like think about. No, he will use this kind of things and later on will be sort based on data analysis of it. So in that case, will help us to targeting the people based on the commercial side.
Is that answering your question, Zikri?
One more question, Ken.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. Is it possible that CPA will be shifted by AI? Because that's my passion of interest. Is there any passion you suggest to this passion to become resilient?
You mentioned
Okay.
CPA.
Yeah,
What does it stand for?
certified public accounting.
Okay.
So this
Accounting
passion to
certification.
become resilient, how?
Okay. Actually,
Okay,
with
thank
AI
you.
nowadays, going through all the fields. For example, if we want to go to accounting, we have a section for it. If we're going for healthcare, we have a section for it. If we're going for education, we have a sector for it. But since we have not enough buffer, the most important thing is now on how to fill the data and just make it as a buffer to use it later. And I believe what you mentioned about it, you will have, and there is a huge difference will be appear in the near future. Within 1 year or 2 year, you will use and you can use actually. I can recommend for you a website later on. I will provide and attach in the chat inbox later on. You can use it and try what you mentioned about right now and see how is AI gonna to help you. But as I mentioned you, it's limited information because the provider doesn't want to give the full access for the people until now.
Okay, so Dr. Tachi will type the link, yeah?
Yeah, I
Later
will
on.
type it for all the students. Use it later. All the best for you,
Okay,
Zikri,
thank you.
Muhammad.
Thank you, Zikri.
Okay.
Okay, next, maybe you want to type it first or I go to the next
Yeah, I will
question,
type
Dr.
it. I
Taj?
will type it for all the students. They can use it later.
Okay, yeah. Please wait,
Okay.
yeah. If you normal, I will read from the chat box first, yeah.
Okay, then I sent to the chat box. They can everybody use it. As I said,
POA.com.
yes.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Taj.
You're
Hopefully it
welcome.
is very useful for everyone. Yeah. Next, we have a question from Cici Marisa Hardianti. What do you think is the
Okay.
most crucial part we shall learn about AI before doing any research about how AI can benefit people when it comes to health sectors? Because it will have a life risk too to lay on a machine. Critical
Okay.
questions.
I recommend for all the students before they want to do a research, especially for PhD or master students. Not recommend for them to go through AI directly. Okay. They need to go through how to understand the research, how is the plan for research, and especially the subjects we are taking in Malaysia. I'm not sure whether it's in Indonesia, but I believe there is the research methodology, and for PhD, the research methodology advanced. That means we have to understand how is the research process, how to go through the research process. And later on, we can understand how to deal with the research. And after that, we can use AI. If we can go through AI directly, we will not understand what does mean. Before using AI, try to learn, and after learn using AI. Okay. Once you're using AI, you know what you want to go through. And even once you deal with AI, that means like you can easily use it and can get the most informative information about your research or your assessments, what you are looking for exactly, actually.
All right. Next, for another questions after this, yeah, for the raise hand, yeah. So from Dwi Ayu Puspitasari, what are the main challenges in adopting open technologies in educational institution?
Okay, we mentioned actually to cover all actually we cannot, but the most important things is the data privacy, cybersecurity, we have, and I mentioned I talked too much about it actually today. We need to consider this. And as we are users, singular user, we are not feel comfortable if sometimes someone is using our phone of oh sorry, or if we lost it. So we will be very worried about information about our data, how it will be, how to be used. So you can imagine like this is in your country, maybe same your habits, same your people, but you can imagine like say somebody outside your country coming, you doesn't know him, he's unknown person, he's taking your information and later on you don't know how to use it. So this is the real threats actually. So we have to consider this is a main challenge, okay, for AI, data privacy, and the rest will be okay, can be considered later. I'm not like ignoring the others. No, there is a way, but based on the researchers. For me, for example, I have thinking about security and energy, but I have doesn't mention, I didn't get too much attention for the latency or the other issues. So that means I'm thinking about what we need exactly, and we can say this is the most affordable like sectors or sections for the researchers. This is what we talk about.
Yes, I heard that you mentioned data privacy many times and also cybersecurity.
Yes,
Yeah, thank you,
okay.
Dr. Taj. Next, for those who raise hand, I would like to give the opportunity to Evi Norma Rahayu Sulistyawati. Please, you can open your cam. Yes, great. Go ahead.
Hi everyone. My question is, as I've been learning and also working in the same time. Using AI, there is pro and cons for sure, right? But we never know what will be happen in the next 5 years. How the business will be considered by using the AI, and then are many things is really 100% accurate or not? Like you said, we need to do some research first before we start doing it, or for sure something is will be helping. Example for asking some step or process before we start what we ask the AI especially. But if the AI is not something that useful, but apparently is a lot useful, but I'm not sure is this really worth for us. So my question here, how we can ensure to make sure that businesses goes by following the AI strategy.
Okay. Based on my experience with small businesses, I'm talking about my own business. Since I ran the plans for it, it was helpful, but I have a background. I have a background about all the coordinates, how it will be, and how it will going on actually. And it was expected, but I'm not sure 100% about. So I make another decision, like to use AI, and I saw his decision. At the same time, I was ready to any issues, like for example, for losing, and this maybe plan is not going well because I have this expectation before as a human, since I do the plans actually. But like the details of the plan, I have no information about it. But sometimes AI can help you. And since you are using AI in your business currently, if you are keeping using up AI, you will be up to date with all the enhancements, the developments, and especially for who is using ChatGPT at the beginning until now, he will realize the number of data was already provided in the comparison of the first time. So that means AI still learn. We are consider AI as a child, okay, and we need to learn him. So in the near future, once the AI grow up more, actually, he will be very smarter, okay, and I believe he will be smarter enough to understand the human, to understand his thinking, and he can exchange the information and the data between him just to get the right information and to be like a helpful tools for the business, for the study, for healthcare, or whatever you want to use. So keep going since you are using AI and be up to date with it. And I believe you will realize the difference about the accurate choice in the comparison of the inaccurate choice. So all the best, Evie, since you are using
Okay,
AI. Okay.
answering your question,
Basically,
Evi.
basically it's not much because I've been trying to search what the AI information been given, and then what is the my school has been given. So apparently, I'm taking a course I'm doing with Harvard as well together with Binus. There is something that AI even cannot even giving the answer, the correct one. So I did a lot of research by the book and the article. So a quite sad to be honest, because sometimes I'm trying to research a lot of things, but then it's not available. So what make me thinking that this technology is not quite useful at all? That is from my experience, basically, doctor.
Okay, actually, since AI currently powered by Elon Musk, actually, he gave unlimited access for all the companies, okay, especially with the ChatGPT. But I believe within a few years, and I'm advising Asians and especially Indonesia, Malaysia, they need to make their own ChatGPT or they need to make their own AI, okay? And they will give the correct information. For example, since we hear all about Palestinian, okay, we heard like algorithm doesn't want to show any bloods, blah blah blah, so many things. But when it's coming to Palestinian people, like so doing something else, it will appear for everybody. So that means like these algorithms or this technology can be used based on the country, and if this country want to use for themselves, they can do an infection. For example, if Arabs using they have a like their on social media, and this social media is very viral in that countries, they can do whatever they want. Okay, so that means once you have your own AI, that's what I'm talking about. I told you like I believe in the near future the South Asian countries because they are really working hard about this, and I know one sector in Malaysia. They are doing this kind of things like doing the real AI, provide the real information, for example, about the habits of Indonesia, about their culture, the diversity of the community. So all of this is giving from the right person, from the person who is living in this country. For example, I can talk like, for example, I can say what they call it, bakso, okay? For example, the most common food in Indonesia. If we can say like, I can say the ingredients of bakso as I'm in Iraqi since I tried before. So I will not give the accurate information about it. But since you are Malaysian, if I Indonesian, sorry, if I ask you what does mean bakso, you did it before. You know how is the ingredients. So it's the same example. Okay. Since you have your own AI, since you have your own server, since you have your own buffer data, you will give the right information. And later on, since we mentioned about it, the united the United AI, for example, if they have Indonesia, they have their independent AI, they can later on link it to Indonesia, to Malaysia, or to Singapore, or to USA, or to Iraq, but they will give a limited information. Not all the information will be valuable for the others. And that time also, same what happened to you, you cannot access for all the information. And just try ask him like to visit a website. He will ask you, I'm not allowed to go throughout this box. So that means he is limited. You cannot use it for fully access.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
All the
Evi.
best, Evie.
All the best.
Welcome, welcome.
Okay, thank you. We go to the chat box, yeah, Dr. Touch. We have Kalista Kasidi. I work for fashion
Okay.
brand. Is there any AI tools to change model clothes?
Yes, there is. I think, if I'm not mistaken, its name. Okay, later on, I will provide to Dr. Dina or Mr. Regan, and later on, they can share with you. I told you earlier, anything for especially, okay, you can use Canva also with AI tools. I mean, with the yearly subscription, this is can help you for design, but there is a specific one. I used it before to doing some customs. But I'm not really sure about his name. I have to search it, and later on I will get you back with Mr. Regan or Dr. Dina. So later
Okay.
on they can provide you some links about the chatbots, and then you can use it.
So the first application you mentioned was Canva.
Canva, yeah, Canva now
Yeah.
on they are using even Photoshop. They are using now on AI, and previously the designer he need to take long time to think how to make the design, how the idea. But nowadays he just can describe it as a text, and later on he will get the picture, and he can edit later. So this is the AI. Once come in the true way, in the good way, we can see like how it's really good helping us instead of the the editors or the designer, he will take 5 hours to think about how to make a picture and build it from scratch. No, he will build it just like from 50%, 60%, then he can move forward.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so for the specific one, you will inform Dr. Dina or Regan, yeah, after this, yeah, after the
Okay,
webinar.
totally. Okay.
Boleh. Okay, one more question from chat box. After that, we go to the raise hand, yeah. So it's from Alfia Ha. Okay, thank you in advance for your presentation, Dr. Taj. I have a question. This one is interesting, yeah, I think. Yeah. What do you think if a country wants to develop the education of its citizen with the help of AI, but the country has human resources who do not have knowledge about AI? Thank you.
Okay. It's a really good, interesting question.
Yeah.
Actually, since I mentioned, no, every country they know. I met so many friends, they have knowledge, but the government doesn't give any attention. For example, in Iraq, we have like a team, really big team, and they are having weekly meetings. They are doing their own AI, and they are making their own servers, all by self efforts. But if we think like if they get the support of governments, I believe this is like will be very higher. So same as now on, all of us we are using a smartphone, and I think most of the first revolution about phone, most of the people they doesn't want to use it, and especially the elderly of people, they said no, we doesn't want to use it. But now on the new generation, he will not live without phone. So in the near future, they will not live without AI. The AI will be everything for us. For example, we will not go for a restaurant, or we will not go for any place. We will use AI for everything, but based on the application and how to use it. For example, I'm not gonna using like the AI for education for searching a restaurant. No, this is not gonna to be proper, but we will use it in another way. But in the near future, the countries will know and learn. Now on, for example, USA is very viral with the AI and people they are using. But in the near future, the POE, just what I sent to you, was developed by UAE, okay? And it's a research center based on the UAE government funding this one. So it's Arabic, we can say it's Arabic website, and you can use it. He provide you all the chatbots, the most informative chatbots, and they keep up to date. Like once they have bots, they will add it for this database, and you can use it later. So all the countries will know and will see this is very effective and important technology, and they will go through. So all the countries will go ahead, but just takes time only.
So you definitely sure will, every country will.
Yes.
Okay, that's very optimistic. And I think I agree. Okay, thank you,
Except the
Dr.
country,
Taj.
except the countries out of the internet. That's all. I mean,
Yeah,
who's using
yeah,
internet will go through.
yeah. Right. Okay, so we go to the one who raised hand. Cici, is it continuing your question from the chat box, or you have a new question, Cici? Please go ahead.
Hello. Hello. Thank you so much before.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, is the same questions I'm asking. Actually, I really don't get the answer before. So you mean I should understand the problem that I'd like to solve with AI first, is it? And then learn about AI. Is it like that?
Okay, before you are using AI, learn how to solve the problem. What's the possible way to solve the problem?
Um,
Uh, it's why.
Actually, yeah, actually, I'm asking is because I'm currently the last semester student, and there is a research opportunity to implement AI on the current device that used in community on elderly to predict the rate risk of the person to fall, because many elders here live by themselves. So I was wondering, because AI itself is quite new for me, I wonder what should I research first? Yeah, to begin.
Okay, in your current level, actually, since you reached this level, you are eligible to use AI, and you can use the possible techniques that you are using for elderly people. For example, we have like a common issue for the elderly people. They cannot walk, they cannot hear well, they cannot speak well. These three things we need to focus about it. So what's the most important things? About walking, maybe walking that he can use like wheelchair, but about talking and hearing. And if we make a comparison about talking and hearing, we will make a comparison another one about talking, because if he cannot talk, he will not like express what he needs exactly. So we need to focus exactly what place that we need to solve the problem with, and what's the most important. And as we mentioned earlier, they call task scheduling. Which one important they need to consider. So in your level, you can use your AI and make a comparison for which problem you need to solve, and then you can find the possible solution for it. And another advice for it, go ahead for all the problems first, then get to know what you like, and after what you like exactly, or what your supervisor you advise, okay, based on the most fruitful topics, then you can go through AI. But before use it, make the possible solution and compare yourself to the AI.
So, Cici?
So yeah, so you mean is like I need to solve it by normal, without AI itself, whether it is solvable or no.
First
Then
of
after
all,
that,
yeah,
yeah,
just write down
yeah.
what's the possible solution. What's the
Oh,
problem,
okay.
and
So
then
if
objective.
if I if I
Okay.
can get the solutions, if I can get the solutions just by the data or everything manually, then that means I can implement with AI. That's what you mean?
Yeah, exactly. So
All
once
right.
you have the
Okay.
problem statement, later on find the research objectives after that. But later on compare your research objectives with AI, and you will see your thinking is higher than the AI or the same at the same time based on the input data or the boost that you are using.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, doctor. Okay. I think I got your
All
points.
the best,
Thank you.
Cici.
All
All the
right.
best, all the best.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you,
Thank you.
Cici. That was
Yeah.
good. Okay. We still have another 5 minutes. I hope, hopefully, three questions will be enough, yeah, for you to answers. Okay. So the next one is from Dimas Kuku. He's asking about what is the biggest or most difficult challenges in building an AI system that Dr. Taj has experienced and how to solve it.
Welding, sorry.
What is the biggest or most difficult challenge in building AI system that you ever experienced and how you solve it?
Okay. One thing is was really helpful for AI actually. Uh, I have a problem actually with the things like is really technically. I asked some people because I'm the first person who was using this technology at that time, and I have asked, I have searched, I couldn't find anything that time. So I was using AI because of it's not there's too much information about these things. After that, like AI give me hints, okay, just hints. He just like suggest to me, and he also not sure about it. So I was trying to use these hints, and I go through from it, but it was really helpful for me. But the other things is use it with the academic way. Use it to, for example, if I want to write a subject, I can write it on high level. I can write a subject material, but I want high level, which is like I'll ask him to deal with for example, for my own stage currently, maybe I can find someone higher than me. He can understand more than. But for my own level, I think there is people also lower than my level. I mean, their knowledge and their information, and they need more time to get this information. But since I have this place and I have to go lower than their level to make sure they are understand exactly what I am gonna teach them. Because if I give the same level, for example, today while I'm talking about AI, all of you they have the background of AI, so you are understand what I'm talking about. But if I'm going for the secondary school, I'm talking about AI. I cannot go through this kind of slideshow. I have to go them introduce them what the AI, what is going to do, like in very basic way. So that means AI can use it in different way based on your own usage. But the most things it can help you, like you can adjust it based on your experience, based on your needed, and based on your knowledge about AI and how is the way and time use it AI. But for me, AI is very helpful at the same time.
Maybe not only for you, for everyone, I think, right now.
Okay.
Okay. Another two questions, yeah. Dr. Taj, the last two question is how AI can make key performance indicator, KPI, become an easier work?
Okay. As we mentioned earlier, one article was done with 6 months, done by 1 hour. Okay. It's really good work, but at the same time, this makes me like feel down. I feel like all my efforts, all the time that I spend it, it's come within 1 hour actually, but the level of the writing is not meeting my requirement, is not meeting my efforts, is not meeting what I need exactly, because I'm not really sure about this information and I have to verify, and maybe I can spend more than this time just to verify this information about it. So the problem is about the reliability of the data is not that's too much time. But later on, we can use it like there is so many ways we can, after we are using correct ethics about it, we can verify the data and the information. Sorry, and how to use it in the near future.
All right, thank you. The last one, Dr. Taj,
Okay.
from Sinda Sela. Hi, Dr. Taj Aldin Nasir. I would like to ask you, what do you think about AI that can replace all existing professions? Is that possible? What should we do then? Thank you for the answers. Oh, challenging questions.
Okay, there is a very I asked all the students this lecture by today. It should be like a boost for you to develop your careers and using AI. Because I believe within near future, most companies they will hire people who are dealing with AI based on. And one of my students, one time I gave a request for them, I mean assignment. He done within like 2 days and came back for me. Actually, the assignment I asked him at the end of the year, okay, because since we are going through, but he done with it. Once he came to me, I asked him, "How is the way you done it? Like we didn't done the subject yet." He said, "I'm using the AI." But he is asking me as what question? Ask me how you can guess which kind of tool I'm using for AI. So at that time I couldn't guess. Like I gave him some recommendation about it, but I couldn't guess. So that means everybody now on he have his own way to get the information based on his knowledge, based on his experience, and this is will come since you are using this kind of chatbots and AI in general. So improve yourself and make sure this is will be in your career once you are using AI. If you are in accounting, you can use it AI in accounting. If you are in editing, you can use AI in editing. If you are in lawyer, like law, you can use AI in law, like law. So all the departments they have a section in AI. So use it in your own way, and this is will improve you in a good things that like make the others need your service, like need your what you have. So this is will give you a very good opportunities in the near future, especially with the high level of companies. So all the best for the students, and I hope this lecture will be a booster to using AI in our life.
Okay, so the point is improve yourselves, yeah, improve ourselves.
Improve, improve yourself,
Yeah,
especially, but make sure use
yes.
it in a proper way. Okay, so not
Oh, of course, of
in a bad
course.
way because yeah, because this one will impact you later. Completely like the way how to use it will impact you.
Yes, I agree with that. Okay, Dr. Taj, before we close, we already done with the questions. All of them already answered by you, and most of the students say thank you in the chat box for your answers. That's
Thank
very
you so
useful.
much.
Yeah. So before we close the session, Dr. Taj, I would like you to deliver something you can say about the advice, summary, or something that may be very useful for the students here right now. Please.
Okay. First of all, I would like to spread knowledge. And I'm really grateful for all who was helping me today for doing this lecture. For Dina giving me also this opportunity. I make her very kind with me. Allowing all this, what we learned today, what we hear, what we understand, don't stop here, please. Since you have a new things, use it. You can use AI to read what I have said to you today. Okay. Before everything, before you are using AI, you must have knowledge first. Then you can go through all the slides you have saw today. I have done by AI. It just cost me, I think, less than 20 minutes. That's all. But I control AI the way I want. So if I doesn't have, it don't have any information. If I don't know how to use the AI, I will not able to do that. Okay, and it can be like promote what he have. But since I know how to deal with the AI, so I just can go through. So my advice for you, please, students, if anybody have questions, we can solve questions later, and maybe we can have another session for AI in the near future. And I hope it was very informative for you. Please, if you have any any question, do not hesitate to provide for Mr. Regan later. Then they can provide me to answer it. Thanks for your time, and thanks for everyone who is attend my webinar today. And I hope to see you soon, inshallah, in the near future. Dan jumpa lagi.
Okay, Dr. Taj, thank you so much for your great presentation, for your great answers, and finally for your great advice, yeah, for all of us. So I will not conclude or summarize anything because it's already brought by Dr. Taj, yeah. So I just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for your participation, for your thoughts, yeah, and especially for Dr. Taj. Hopefully we can meet again, yeah, in other session, maybe more deeply about AI. Okay, thank you. So please, Miss Michelle or Michelle, sorry, the time and share the screen is yours. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Miss Rian, and especially thank you to Dr. Taj. Thank you so much. What a great presentation, right? Ladies and gentlemen, today we got a new insight of artificial intelligence, trending technologies, applications, open issues in education sector. Ladies and gentlemen, now we will have a photo session together with Dr. Taj and Miss Ryan. Please make sure to turn on your camera. Okay, seems like there's many turn on their camera. Okay. Since there's many turn on the camera to the computer, you may take photos from the first slide. Okay, next slide. 1, 2, 3. Next slide. 1, 2, 3. Next slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, last slide of participant that turned on the camera. Smile. 1, 2. Okay. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your participations on today's Bold series. Thank you, Dr. Taj, for the insight. It was very eye-opening. Also, thank you, Ms. Rian, who has moderated today's Bold series. Ladies and gentlemen, before we end the session, I would like to remind you to fill in the link that the committee has shared in order to receive Bold series a certificate. I, Nichelle, as today's MC, would like to apologize for any mistakes. Thank you very much for your attentions, and goodbye, everybody. See you in the next Bold series.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stay healthy, ya.
Melangkah menuju kelas dunia, berjuang bersama untuk masa depan, tak pernah berhenti
Kalian
berinovasi,
AI ya.
berikan pendidikan yang terbaik. We are Indonesian. We are Indonesian. We are Indonesian. Berjuang bersama, menggenggam dunia, membuat hidup yang semakin mantap.
Bu Rian, terima kasih Bu.
Memberdayakan
Bu Dina juga, terima kasih.
banyak. Terima kasih banyak. Keren semuanya.
teknologi masa kini.
Ya, terima kasih.
Pelayanan yang wow itu pasti. We are Indonesian. We are Indonesian. berjuang